Hey, it's Jane. Thank you for joining me for this reading for the new moon that will occur on October 21st, 2025. So, as usual, I've picked three cards for this reading, one for Monday the 20th, one for Tuesday the 21st, when the new moon is at its height, and another card for Wednesday the 22nd. So, the card for the 20th is the Seven of Earth. And remember, Earth is a suit of material things and financial concerns. And this is a card that talks about seeds well planted, things that we've been doing or have done to, to plan for the long term. And I don't know about you, but this last week that I had felt like I was banging my head against a wall. But notice how now, excuse me, the wall is behind us. So that time of frustration and irritations and challenges is something that's now sort of behind us. And we can now look to the seeds that we've planted for the future, for our long-term abundance, our long-term good, for blooming and flourishing in the future. The card for the 21st, which is when the new moon is at its height, is balance. Balance, a time of merging energies, a time of, maybe partially being in the waters of emotion, but also having one foot on firm soil. Um, so this is a time to regain our balance, to say or to think about how, maybe we were banging our head against the wall and we're planting these great new seeds, and that's all going to come into perfect balance in our future so that our days will be less stressful and easier. Now, for the 22nd, the card is the Ten of Earth. That's two Earth cards talking about finances and material things and abundances. And the Ten of Earth, 10 being 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 being a fresh start, a new start, is a great and wonderful card. This is talking about long-term blessings. And so when we take these 3 days and put them all together, let me do it in the right order for you here. Um, we have, planting seeds for long-term investment, balancing out all these disparate energies that have been around because it's kind of been a rough time, particularly the last couple of readings where it had challenges. So that's going to balance out, and then reaping our long-term blessings. Now, as I've done in the past, I've pulled one card to talk about the overall energy of this new moon in this cycle, and it's the King of Earth, yet more Earth. But what's great news about this is a guy with the Midas touch. So things really work out wonderfully and beautifully. Those long-term blessings provide abundance and prosperity for us. And we know that the seeds that we're planting will really come to fruition because, this guy didn't get on the throne in an hour. It took a long time for him to get there. And so what we're working on will eventually come to fruition. I don't know exactly when. It might be different for each of us, and it might even be different for each of the different things that we're working on in our lives. But know that it's all for our best and highest good. Now, the flower I've chosen to work with in this time, because here in the Northeast in the US, October is our time of harvest and autumn coming. And what do we see a lot of in the pumpkin patches and in the floral shops and stuff is sunflowers. So I like to work with the energy of the sunflower for this new moon. because sunflowers bring us joy and happiness, right? They grow up tall and straight towards the sun, so it lifts our energy levels. When we look at them, you can't help but smile when you see a sunflower, right? And the other reason why I'm picking these today are that, you know how I always say you don't have to have the flower itself in your home, you can have a picture or a thought of it. Well, for all of us in the Northeast, we can have the sunflowers in our home, right? Just go buy some. And the other thing about sunflowers is we often eat the seeds. And in October, what do we eat also is pumpkin seeds, but we eat the seeds of the sunflower. And so, the long-term planning that we have and the long-term benefits are from the seeds that we plant, right? So we plan for the long term and we get the long-term blessings, and then that turns around and gives us seeds to go ahead and plant for our next harvest. I think that's pretty cool. So overall, I'd say this is a pretty darn good reading. It's uplifting, it's positive, and I, for one, am happy to leave the angst and stuff behind and look forward to all the goodness to come. So if you like these videos, please do like and subscribe below. And if you'd like a more personal reading, you can go to my website, janezisk.com, and easily schedule a reading with me. It's really a great value, very affordable. Hope to see you soon. So until next time, take care. Bye.